13 and 35. Mark 13, 35.
Mark chapter 13 and verse 35.
Bring it out.
Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning. Lest come and suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch.
Right, so in the last days we gotta watch. Hey, sister. Right, and like the Lord said, we gotta watch in his last days.
Right.
Because we don't know when the Lord is coming back. All hell can break loose any second. Right, so in that case, the Lord said, watch, and when I say unto you all, watch. Well, bring this up. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the sign pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same. Hey, sis, we can look back. 2 minutes. Wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right, so the Most High is coming back to visit the world which he made.
Right.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Right, hey, and the Most High spoke of these things from the very beginning.
Right.
From the so-called Old Testament to the Apocryphal to the so-called New Testament. Give me the book, right, 2nd Ezra 16, and give me verse 69, and give me the book of Matthew 24, and start at verse 7. Right, because all hell, death, and destruction is coming upon the earth. Right, bring this up. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 69.
Yeah.
And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision in their reproach, and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Right, and in the last days, it's going to be a great insurrection to those that fear the Lord. Right, man, women, everybody's going to be trying to kill the prophets of the Lord for speaking the truth in these last days, you know? They shall be like men. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. They shall be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Right, it said we're gonna be tried as the gold in the fire. Give me Sirach chapter 2 and verse 5. Right, bring this up.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 7.
Bring it out.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes, and different places. All these are the beginning of sorrow.
And the Lord said this is only the beginning.
Right.
All hell that's breaking loose. You got death, destruction, you got World War III on the rise. Right. America's falling slowly but surely. You got China coming against Taiwan. You got Russia coming against Ukraine. And all hell breaking loose, you know?
All talking. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
Right, it said we're gonna be delivered unto be afflicted, like I said in 2nd Ezra 16. Right, you know?
And shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations.
You're gonna be hated of all nations. Hey, brother, you got 2 minutes in the Bible? 2 minutes in the Bible. 2 minutes in the nationality. You say, what can you have to lose? Bro, it's only one good and one song. You sure you good? What's your nationality? What's your nationality? Like what nation do you come from? Because the Most High made it, the Most High made 18 nations. Which nation do you derive from?
Right.
I mean, last time I checked, the Most High called nobody Black American.
Right.
That's a new term. So before it was called Black American. Yeah, Hebrew. Right, but Hebrew what? What you mean? Israelites.
That's right.
That's
That's right.
In the book of John chapter 1 verse 47.
That's right.
In the book of John chapter 1 verse 47. Whoever got it first. That's right, brother. You're an Israelite.
It's the book of John, chapter 1 and verse 47.
Get out.
Yahushua saw Nathanael coming to him and said to him, behold, an Israelite indeed.
Where's his brother?
Behold, an Israelite indeed.
What is he?
Behold, an Israelite indeed.
Brother, right, so you are an Israelite according to the Bible. Now, knowing that you're an Israelite, you got certain things that, they need to be required of us. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
Y'all can move down.
Right, Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. Because it's not just knowing that we Israel. Right, because we knew that we was Israel. Right, because we knew that we was Israel all throughout histories. But yeah, we're still at a poor and bottomless state. Right, so bring this up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Get out.
If thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God, the Lord thy God hath chosen thee,
And the Lord chose you, brother. Right, read.
to be a special people unto himself, above all people.
What did the Lord say?
Above all people.
Underneath.
Above all people.
Bro, so you above all people, so knowing that you're above all people, what's the standard that you gotta hold yourself to? Right, give me Deuteronomy, what's that, 10 and 12.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12.
Get out.
And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Right, so what's the Lord require of you now that you're Israel and you're above all people? Right, read that.
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, to love him,
Right, to love the Most High. Now, how do you love the Most High?
and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. To keep the commandments.
For what?
To keep the commandments.
For what?
To keep the commandments.
Right, so we gotta keep the commandments, brother. Right, do you know a couple commandments? Do you know a couple commandments? Yeah, like, a couple. Yeah, that's a lot. It's 613 commandments. Right? I mean, no, it's way more than 12.
Right.
Right? Because out this big book. Right, yeah, right. Right, they only teach us the 10 commandments. Right, now we're going to get some out the 10 commandments. Then we Exodus 20 and 8. Right, we're going to teach you something out the 10 commandments.
This book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8.
Get out.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
Right, so have you heard about the Sabbath before? The Sabbath day, have you heard about that? Right, so what day? Huh? That's right, that's right. Right, and brother, you are 100% right. The Sabbath is actually on Saturday, not on Sunday. Because according to what the world say, right, everybody go to church on Sunday, but Sunday the first day of the week.
Right.
So according to the Bible, your Sabbath will be on a Saturday. Right, so we don't.
In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy maidservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within the gate.
Right, so no work shall be done on the Sabbath. So if you got a job and you work on Saturday, hey, you got to pray that the Lord finds you a better job.
Right.
Because the Sabbath is separate. Right, it's a holy day to the Most High. It's not just a regular, ordinary day. Right, it's a holy day to the Heavenly Father. We don't.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth.
Right, so 6 days the Most High made the heavens, the earth, and all that is therein. Read.
The sea and all that is in them is, and rested the 7th day.
And the Most High rested. Right, so if the Most High rested on the 7th day, and nobody's above the Most High, how much more are we supposed to rest on the 7th day? That's right. Like, give me the book of Numbers 15 and 38.
Bring it out.
Give me Deuteronomy 14.
This is going to Deuteronomy, chapter 14 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
And the swine.
What?
And the swine.
You know what swine is? What's that? Pork, that's right.
Because it divided the earth, yet you are not to cut. It is unclean unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh.
And the Most High said we can't eat pork no more because it's unclean unto us. Like pork, the pig, it has the most parasites and worms out of every animal. Like, and the Most High put it on the earth to clean the earth. Like, so all of the filth of the earth and all the dung, and the Most High, he literally put pig to clean all that up. Right, so, and you're holy. You're a part of a holy nation. Right, according to what's that, Leviticus? It's like according to Exodus 19.
Right.
So knowing that we can't eat the pig. The pig is a defiled animal. It's an abomination, you know?
More touch of their carcass. These ye shall eat of all that are in the water.
And so these are things that we about to so read on from the top.
These ye shall eat of all that are in the water.
So these are the foods that we can't eat that come out the waters, you know?
All that have fins and scales
All that have fins and scales
shall you eat.
shall we eat. So what come out the waters that got fins and scales? Yeah, all kind of fish. But what about catfish? You got fins and scales? Right, yeah, no catfish.
Right.
No catfish, that's right. That's right, yeah.
And whatsoever have not fins and scales,
So it's not about to say what we cannot eat. Whatsoever have not fins and scales that come out the water,
ye may not eat.
what?
Ye may not eat.
So whatever come out the waters that doesn't have fins and scales, we cannot eat. So what's some things that our people love to eat, but doesn't have fins and scales that come out the waters? Catfish. Now perch got fins and scales, so we can eat perch.
Right.
But what about things that we can't eat? Like shrimp, that don't got fins and scales. Crab don't got fins and scales. Lobster. What's some other things? Yeah, octopus, yeah, that's like a mud right there.
Right.
Right? Now, octopus we can't eat. Octopus don't got fins and scales. Yeah, if it got fins and scales, we can't eat. But if it has fins but no scales, we can't eat. I got my Numbers continue. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 15, and verse 38.
Bring it out.
Speak unto the children of Israel. It says, speak unto the children of Israel. Right? You know? And bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations. Right? So, brother, do you know what fringes are? Fringes, you know what fringes are? If you look at the bottom of every brother's shirt, or brothers got fringes. Right? Fringes is a commandment from the Most High.
Right.
Right? And it's about to tell you why. And they that put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. Right? And brothers got the different color fringes, but everybody got the ribbon of blue. You know? And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord. Right? So the fringes is to when you about to go off, you don't know what you're doing, but then you look down at your fringes. And it's to remember the commandments of the Most High.
Right.
Right? And what else? And do them. And what? And do them. So once you remember the commandments, you look down and you're supposed to, okay, I'm about to eat pork. Hold on, I look at the fringes, I can't eat my pork. I'm about to bow on the Sabbath day. When I look down, I come to do this, and I see my fringes, I can't bow on the Sabbath day.
Right.
So fringes is a physical reminder to, you say, what is it? It's a physical reminder on the bottom of these brothers' shirts, you see? The brother got the fringes all around, the brother behind you as well. Right? It's a physical reminder. Yeah, it's a physical reminder to keep the commandments. Right? So, you know, like I said, whenever you indulge in some, and the Most High put on your spirit to look down at your fringes, and you remember, hold on, I gotta keep the commandments. I can't be eating shrimp, crab, lobster. I can't be bound on the Sabbath. And, you know, yeah, that's what the purpose of the fringes is for.
Right.
Right? You know the fire? The fire? Give me Leviticus 19, 28, 26. Hey, brothers. Let's wait for the Bible. 2 minutes for the Bible. How you doing, King? What? How they doing? All praises. You know your nationality? Black American from Africa. Which country in Africa does your ancestors come from? You said what? Ghana? What tribe? What tribe? Ashanti? Okay. So Ashantis are, we go into the history of the Ashantis, they have the same origins as the Jews that you read up in the Holy Bible.
Right.
Right, and when we read about the Jews and the Ashantis have the same, I can say the same exact, but they have very similar celebrations that they do, how they dress. Right, give me the book of Job 30 and 30. Job 30 and 30. Right, we're going to teach you a lesson about the so-called Ashantis, right? Because the Ashantis, they came from somewhere. They weren't always on the west coast of Africa. So before they was on the west coast of Africa, where were they? All right, bring this up.
Let's give it Job. Chapter 30 and verse 30.
Bring it out.
My skin is black. My skin is black.
Hey, Job said his skin is black. What other race of people call themselves black, like you said? That describe their skin color as black, dark skin. Right, Jews and so-called Ashanti, right? When it's in the pole, you got that nice glowing skin. Got the little glow going on. Right, give me the book of Tobit 14. No, Tobit 1. Tobit 1 and 4. I think it's 1 and 3. Bring this out. It's the book of Tobit, chapter 1 and verse 4.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to show you what Ashantis go back to, brother. And when I was in my own country, you know, in the land of Israel, in the land of what? In the land of Israel. In the land of Israel. That's where the Ashantis are actually from. Because prior to when the Romans took over the Jews in 70 AD, nobody was in the west coast of Africa. It was mainly inhabited on the east coast and the north of Africa. Nobody was really on the west coast until the Romans in 70 AD took us out of our land. And the Jews, they kind of fled into the west coast of Africa. That's what you read about in history and the precepts.
Right.
So that's a little bit of history to go into, but we're really from Israel, brother, you know? But all the tribe of Naphtali, my father fell from the house of Jerusalem. And I said, what? From the house of Jerusalem. And that's the home of Jerusalem. So that's where all people are actually from. We're Israelites from Jerusalem.
Right.
Right? Because as we know, nobody called, the Lord called nobody Ashanti. Right? We'll keep going the Holy Scriptures. Do you read the Bible?
I'm sorry, not tomatoes.
We're going to be going around them. But do you believe it? Because you think you have some type of stuff?
That's what happened.
All right, cool. Alright, so we about to prove that the Bible is actually real. Like the Bible has something called prophecy, right, which is the foretelling of the future.
Right.
Give me Deuteronomy 28. Start at verse 15. We can prove that history of so-called black people prior to when it actually came to pass, because the Bible is the first 5 books was written around thousands of years ago, right? So we're gonna bring this up, and we're gonna see that history from thousands of years ago match up with history today. So bring this up.
Let's look at Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
And so the Lord said, curses will come upon his people if they don't obey my commandments. Now, before we get into the curses, what nation of people do you feel like is cursed? In the hoods, in the ghettos, always on the lower state. What people would you say that is?
And they know their language.
What's up, right? Yeah, purse. You think the white man is purse? I mean, that's not 100% true though. Because like I said, we're not African. You have the Africans that sold the Israelites or the Jews into captivity.
Right.
These are the slave trade is actually documented in the Bible before it came to pass.
Right.
Yeah, bring that out, verse 68. Well, first, finish verse 15 and jump to 68. Now, you can play that real quick, so you know.
Yeah, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake you.
All these curses are going to come upon one nation of people and overtake this nation of people. Now, like you said, slave ships and slavery, that's in the Bible. Read it, bring that down, verse 68.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Right, so the Lord said he's going to bring this nation of people, you know, Exodus 20:2. The Lord said he's going to bring this nation of people into Egypt again. We go to the word Egypt, it just symbolizes captivity, bondage. Because when you go into the history, the Israelites first was in slavery under the Egyptians.
Right.
And what was they doing? They was building up pyramids for Pharaoh, like how we read in Exodus, the first chapter. They was doing all this hard work and bondage. So the Lord said he's going to bring this nation of people into slavery again. Like, bring this up. It's the book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2.
Yeah.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt. I said, the Most High brought us out of Egypt. You listen, brother? The Most High brought us out of Egypt. Out of the house of bondage. Out of the house of bondage. So Egypt symbolizes bondage.
Right.
When we read Egypt in the precepts, we can link that up with bondage, captivity, slavery. Let's bring this out in verse 68 again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into slavery again.
And Most High's going to bring us back into slavery with what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
What nation of people has been into slavery and slave ships? Huh? Yeah, what other people besides us? No other people. But the Lord said, we do it on the king on the land. Yeah. When I found that out, the Most High revealed it to me, you know, a few years ago. The personal Jew.
He told me, he'll be in the truth. Now, we go to a Jewish convent. Now, they got now, you say the prophet is now right? So we said the prophet is why would he say, right? Why would he say I'm not saying you understand how this racism and racism is based off of ignorance. God put it to the opposite. You enough to it's every individual that what you put in to see him. So, if we put us here,
Right, but brother, did you know that the Most High is not a God of everybody? It's only the God of the Israelites.
Right.
The Most High chose one people. Like in the book of Isaiah 45. Give me 44 verse 5. Isaiah 44 and 5.
but if God, man is here, man. If God created life, what makes
Bring it out.
But brother, what you gotta learn is everybody don't say the same God. There's one Most High God, then the rest is false gods. So everybody don't serve the one true living God. That's written in the scripture.
So what is God in your definition? What's the definition of God in your opinion?
Give me the book of Psalms 78. Give me Psalms 83 in the last verse. Alright, give me Psalms 83 in the last verse. It's the book of Psalms chapter 83 and verse 18. Right? That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, is Yahweh. Right? That's what the Most High God, whose name alone is Yahweh, is what? Art the Most High, art the Most High God over what? Over all the earth. Right? So my definition of God, when I visit the Most High, I go through the precept. Give me the book of Daniel 79. Right? Because the Most High, He reveals Himself to us through the precepts.
Right.
So the Most High is the God of Israel, but He's the Most High of all.
That's the question. How do He reveal Himself to you?
We gotta understand the precepts. Like I said,
What is a precept?
precept is prescription. Precept really goes back to law. So, and this is the laws of the Most High.
Right.
God gave us what people sometimes do, I believe is one God. I truly believe this one God that flows through everybody. And by being one God that flows through everybody, man takes what he believes is true. And everybody take it to their own thing and they use their own little stick and manipulate people. But if you believe in God, the answer is right here within you. That's
John
right.
8
It's right here within you. Because you
My brother, what we gotta understand is that, you know, it sounds good, but at the end of the day, our people need the truth.
I'm saying this, man. I'm saying this makes it to the market. I didn't get to church, but I didn't go to church.
Right.
Get lies on here. And I don't use it to me. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this about you. I'm saying I don't use it to manipulate people like other people do. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing against it. But also I go back to my own enemy for
Alright, bro, the next brother is about to have a mighty dialogue with you and can edify you in ways that I can never. Alright, sir. What was your question, brother? What was your question? That's the point, but you was getting caught up too much.
No, I wasn't getting caught up. I'm just speaking from like my old experience in my life.
Right.
So I was just saying, Bible is like, when you read the Bible, it's like life repeats itself.
You said what?
Life repeats itself. What went on back then goes on today.
Hey, give me Ecclesiastes 1:9. Well, we agree with you, brother. That's why it's very imperative that you know who you are, because when you read the Bible, it's the same people that don't know who they are. It's the people that went into slavery. When you examine the people now, we share the same similarities to those people that was happening in the Bible. So nothing is new. We have a whole book called Judges where the Israelites just kept going into slavery. When you examine our people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, for some odd reason, we're just always in slavery. We're always on a battle. We always want to get into slaves. But it's only when we don't keep the laws of God. Now we're going to show you something. Ecclesiastes 1:9. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 9.
Bring it out.
The thing that have been, and is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. There's what?
And there is no new thing under the sun.
You experience something new, right?
There is no new thing under the sun.
So everything you experience, really, you don't even know, but you've been on the earth before.
I know that. I believe that truly, bro.
Yeah, this is not the first time you've been on the earth.
I know that, and I believe I'm going to be back. And I believe you're going to come back when we get it. I believe this can be hell, it can be hell. But I believe this place
Well, this is
is a
actually...
higher level when that spirit leaves this body.
Well, this is actually your last generation, brother. So it wouldn't be no, I'm going to be on this earth next time again. When you die, you're going to most likely be here to the second coming of Christ.
That's right.
And you're going to be resurrected. Whether that's life or whether that's death, that's up to you according to what you're doing on earth now. Now, the real question is, what is your nationality? You say you believe in the Bible, right? Why not? Why don't you believe in the Bible?
I don't have no time, but I just try to just do things. I ain't have no time, really. And I research things like I'm supposed to do. That's all.
Now, what if we showed you that you should believe in the Bible and your Bible is actually a history book? What would you say if we showed you that your history is in this book? You will have no other choice to believe in it, right? Right. You got to do that on the 28:68? Let's go to Jeremiah 17:4. So what's your thoughts about the Israelites going on slavery on ships? I said, what's your thought? Because in the Bible it's documented that a specific group of people were going on slavery on ships. Now, when you look... Right, now, that was a prophecy for the future. Meaning it didn't happen during that time. Now, when you examine history, what race of people could fit that prophecy 5,000 years ago? Us. So what would that make us if the Israelites went through that? What would that make us if we literally went through the same thing the Israelites went through? It would make us the Jews, the Israelites. Now, do you understand who the Israelites exactly are? Alright, you brought out Deuteronomy 7:6, right? Bring it out again, so you can understand this. Actually, you could drop that. Give me Psalms 135:4. We're going to show you exactly who the Israelites are. Now, when they sign, you have 12 tribes, which make up the nation of Israel. These people in these signs are the biblical Israelites, the real Jews, according to history, prophecy, and Bible prophecy, history, and archaeology. Now, the Israelites are a special people unto God. Out of every race, like you said, no matter what skin color, etc., you have different races on the earth. The Arab, we're not the same as the Arabs. The so-called white man is not the same as us. We're not the same as the Chinese man. So you obviously have different races. Now, out of those different races, the Lord has chosen him a special race to be his people. Let's read it out of the Bible. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 135, and verse number 4. For the Lord have chosen Jacob unto himself. It says what? For the Lord have chosen Jacob unto himself. The Lord chose everybody. For the Lord have chosen Jacob unto himself. Everybody could be a child of God. For the Lord have chosen Jacob unto himself. It says the Lord have chosen Jacob. Jacob is the progenitor of the 12 tribes. So the Lord had chosen Jacob unto himself, right? And Israel for his peculiar treasure. And what? And Israel for his peculiar treasure. And we're the treasure of the Most High. So you are special. Even though the society says that you're nothing, brother, God says something different. God said there was no other nation created like you.
What you saying is true. I can care less what society says. Because I know. You understand from what my heart.
Okay, what's your nationality, man? What's your nationality?
Right.
It was just a
All right, brother.
researching more.
And we got a file for you. Right. And make sure you pan the camera. Hey, finally, y'all know your nationality? What's going on, brother? You know who you are? Alright, y'all are Israelites. Y'all think you keep God's commandments. Alright? Yeah, Esau's still wearing the damn COVID mask. And it's 2022. Say what? Yeah. You hopping on this bus, brother? You hopping on this bus? Well, you got 2 minutes to learn something while you're standing there?
2 minutes.
Come educate yourself. Now, what's your name? Red? Adam Taz. Now, do you know your nationality? You believe in the Bible? Somewhat. Some of it. What don't you believe in the Bible? The false information, like what? Are you talking about that right there? Well, do you know what the Bible says about his true image? What does the Bible say? The Bible say he was a white man? Let's find out. Let's go to Revelation 1 and 13.
Book of Revelation.
Chapter 1, verse 13.
Check it out.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, born like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. Right, so the Son of Man is Christ. Right, Jesus Christ. You know? His real name is Yahushua. You know? His head and his hairs were white like wool. What the Lord said? His head and his hairs were white like wool. So it said Christ had white woolly hair. Like what people on earth have wool texture hair. Yeah, he had, the color of his hair was white, but the texture of his hair was like wool. What people on earth have woolly texture hair? We do. So it says Christ has white woolly hair. It's giving the description of it. Good one. As white as snow. Right? All white, because when you get a certain age, well, even you could be 30 now. You could be 30 nowadays with white hair due to stress. You know what I'm saying? We don't. So, as white as snow, and his eyes was a flame of fire. Right, he had red eyes because he drank wine. Again, he was stressed out. Right, we don't. And his feet like unto fine brass. Now, you know what color brass is? Yeah, what color is brass? And skin color. Now, if his feet was like brass, what would be the color of the rest of his body? Like, our feet might be brown, so 9 times out of 10, right, we color people anyway. So by default, if our skin is brown, okay. Alright. Well, we just showing you that according to the Bible, Christ will look like me and you. Alright, he will be a so-called black man. Now, we got a flyer for you before you pull off. Alright, brother, you're an Israelite.
Right.
Right, you gotta repent and keep the commandments of the Most High. Alright. Okay, fine. Right? So again, we are the Hebrew Israelites. Now we come out here to wake our people up and sober them up and give them the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that they need so they can be eligible for salvation. In Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 1. All right, give me the book of Isaiah chapter 55 verse 1.
The book of Isaiah chapter 55 verse 1. Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye, buy and eat. Yeah, come and buy wine and milk without money.
Come do what?
Come buy wine and milk without money and without price.
We have milk. We have an all-you-can-eat buffet up here, man. This is not all country buffet. This is not Chinese buffet, right? This is none of that, man. This is the real all-you-can-eat buffet, man. And it contains of milk, wine, butter, which represents the wisdom and understanding of the scriptures. But it's up to our people whether they want to receive it. Are you hungry, brother? Hey, brother. In the right cap. Right, and our people are hungry. They're spiritually hungry, man. They're spiritually starving. So it's our job to come out here and introduce them to wisdom and understanding so they could be properly fed and built up. Give me Proverbs 91. Read on in this.
Verse 2. Wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread?
Right now, people spend money for that which is not bread. They spend it on Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Tommy Hilfiger. Hey, brother, are you hungry? We got some food up here for you, brother. You're an Israelite. You gotta repent of the commandments. You know? Right, so a lot of people spend money for stuff that doesn't profit at all. You know?
And your labor for that which satisfies not. Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye which is good.
You know?
And eat ye which is good.
And what's good is the scriptures, man. And wisdom, not to understand it, you know?
And let your soul delight itself in fatness, and climb your ear, and come unto me. Hear, and your soul shall live. And I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David.
And really, when it's saying buy, meaning learn. Meaning buy the truth, man. Give me real fast, give me Proverbs 23 and 23. When it's saying buy the truth and come buy money, come buy wine and milk, that's not literal, man. Buy meaning learn. How do you buy something? You learn it. You inquire. And you have to sell it not. Now bring this up.
The book of Proverbs chapter 23 and verse number 23. Buy the truth and sell it not.
What the word say?
Buy the truth and sell it not.
I sell it.
Buy the truth and sell it not.
The Lord said buy the truth and sell it not. What does it mean to buy? Again, it means to learn. So learn the truth, but don't sell it. Meaning don't sell it for the cares of this world. A lot of men, they sell the truth. They bought it, they learned it, they came into the truth, they got their fringes, etc. But they sold it for the cares of this world. What's going on, brothers? Brother in the red shirt. Probably gotta get on the train. Right? But you can't sell this truth, man. You have to diligently hold fast to that which is good. Now bring up Proverbs 91.
This is the book of Proverbs chapter 9 and verse 1. Wisdom has builded her house. She hath hewn all her 7 pillars. She hath killed her beast.
Yeah, what?
She hath killed her beast.
You know?
She hath mingled her wine. She hath also furnished her table.
Right, because wisdom has a whole banquet, man. Let me say right, chapter 15 and verse 3. Wisdom, for lack of better terms, she's compared as your mother, and a wife, and a sister. Right? And any man would know that their mom always prepared that nice meal. So wisdom has that nice meal. But it contains different parts of the scriptures. You have the bread, you have the milk, which is the basics. Well, you have the milk, which is the deep understanding, as well as the wine to wash it all down. So wisdom, she already got her banquet ready. So we have to invite our brothers and sisters to the banquet. You know?
She hath sent forth her maidens. She cried for prayer in high places of the city. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither.
Get that part again.
Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither.
You know what I'm saying?
Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither.
And wisdom, she wants simple men to turn in hither. She doesn't want men, I mean, it's cool if you know this, and you're a man of understanding, but she's looking for the simple men, so she could find his goals, man. So she can have them spiritually increase. That's what she's looking for. So when you say it's simple, let him turn you over, man.
As for him that wasn't understanding, she said to him, come, eat of my bread.
She said,
come, eat of my bread.
Oh, stop.
Come, eat of my bread.
What the Lord said,
come, eat of my bread.
You know,
and drink of the wine which I have mingled.
You have to eat of this bread and drink of the wine, man. Again, which is parabolic for this Bible, man. Right, for these living waters, these scriptures. You know?
Forsake the foolish and live.
The Lord said,
forsake the foolish and live.
What do our people have to do?
Forsake the foolish and live.
So God said, forsake the foolish and live, man. Meaning, forsake the foolish things, man. The things that don't matter. The ways of this world. And you have to come back and live. And the moment you come back to the Most High, that's when you'll truly be living. Right now, you're not living, man. Right? Just because you have a nice home, a nice car, you know what I'm saying? You know, you think you're living well, you're eating good. You're not living, man.
Right.
You're going to the club. You're not living until you truly come back to the Most High as an Israelite.
Right.
That's when your life starts to begin, man. That's when you will start to be spiritual. Your eyes will be open, man.
Right.
The only way you do that, you gotta come and eat of this bread and this wine.
Right.
Now bring this up.
The book of Sabbath, chapter 15, and verse number 3. With the bread of understanding shall she feed him.
How you doing, sister? You believe in the Bible? You believe in the Bible? Nah. You do? You got 2 minutes to learn something? We out here for you, sister. Right? What about you, brother? Y'all got 2 minutes to learn something, brother? You and your family 2 minutes? So long as y'all are?
So y'all trying to learn something. Y'all got 2 minutes. Drop the Bible real quick.
These your sons? Y'all know your nationality? I say you know your nationality? They mixed. What about you? You black? They mom white? Yeah. Well, we got good news. Y'all will be Israelites.
That's right.
Y'all will be kings on the earth. Y'all will be royalty. Do y'all know who the Israelites are today? You don't? How old are y'all? You're 11? How old are you? 8? How old are you? 5? Well, we're going to start off with the note. In the 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 2. Well, we're going to start off with the note.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, and verse number 2. As newborn babe.
As what?
As newborn babe.
Read it again.
As newborn babe.
Read it again.
Desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby.
Right, and y'all are children. So chiefly, we gotta give y'all the milk. Alright? Now, do y'all believe in Jesus Christ? What color is Christ according to the Bible? Do y'all know? He was a Jew. You said right? Well, what color are the Jews? According to the Bible. Well, we're going to see. Jeremiah 14:2. And you're right. They are our complexion. But the Jews nowadays, they say that they're white people. So we have to see what the Bible says. Let's read this.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, and verse 2. Judah mourning, and the gates thereof language.
Right, Judah is the so-called American blacks. But Judah also represents Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which is the southern kingdom. So it says the real Jews, they're in mourning. They're at the bottom. They in the ghettos and the slums. They getting in the mud. You know?
They are black unto the ground.
They are what?
They are black unto the ground.
No, they're white men.
They are black unto the ground.
It says the real Jews, they dark-skinned people. So the Jews, they have dark skin. They have melanin in their skin. But the real America in the world says, no, they're white.
Everybody's white for some reason in America. Even the damn Chinese people, the so-called white man, the painting they paint is for them to be white. So everybody's just white, but you have something called iconoclasm, where the so-called white man, he painted images that were dark skinned, and he painted them white, and even knocked off their nose. So we here to tell y'all are Israelites. Now y'all say y'all don't know what color Christ is. Y'all do know? What color y'all think he will be? You say you don't know? Revelation. Which one? You say what? You say you think Christ is black? What about y'all? Which one y'all think Christ is Christ? I was asking them. So black. What we gonna see?
Let's look at Revelation chapter 1 and verse 13.
Get out.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Right. The Son of Man is Jesus Christ. His real name is Yahushua in the Hebrew tongue. What else?
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Read it again.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
They said the true picture of the Messiah, he had white woolly hair. So we know that the one to the far left, that's not the real, this one is not the real Messiah because he doesn't have white woolly hair. So we know that's a lie. You know?
As white as snow.
And he had his hair was white as snow. You know?
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
He had red eyes, you know?
And his feet like unto fine brass.
He had brown feet. Now, everybody's feet is going to be the same color as the rest of their body. That's not a 2-hour in-depth breakdown to find out, though. That's plain. So, if his feet is the same color as the rest of his body, and his feet was brown, that would make Christ what? That would mean that Christ looks like me and you. Christ looks like you. He has brown skin. You understand that? You know?
As if they burn and they burn.
As what?
As if they burn and they burn.
So it's saying Christ was so dark it looked like he got burnt in the furnace. So Jesus Christ was a very dark-skinned man.
Right.
This image that you see right here, that is not Jesus Christ.
Right.
This is one of the biggest lies ever to mankind. Alright, in history, Jesus Christ was not a white man. Even the Ashkenazi Jew, some of them would even admit it, that Christ had to be of a darker skin complexion. So with that being said, knowing that we were just like Christ, and Christ his people, y'all know who his people were? You know who Christ's people were? That's right, the Israelites. Let's get it out the Bible, Matthew 26. Right, Matthew chapter 26.
The book of Matthew chapter 2 and verse 6. And thou Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art thou not the least among the princes of Judah? For out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel.
That shall what?
That shall rule my people Israel.
Read it again.
That shall rule my people Israel.
So you got it correct. Christ's people are the Israelites. And we here to tell y'all, men, that y'all will be Israelites as well. Now, do you know anything about the Israelites? Not too much. Well, you know Deuteronomy 14 and 2. The Israelites are the greatest people on the face of the earth. They're a special people unto God. God has chosen them to be better than every other race. Now, these are not our words. I didn't write the Bible. We have to read it for ourselves. Let's read it out.
That's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14 and verse 2. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself.
A peculiar, when you look at that word, the definition of the word peculiar, is synonymous with special or chosen, outstanding. So this is an outstanding people. You know?
Above all the nations that are upon the face of the earth.
It says what?
Above all the nations that are upon the face of the earth.
No, we are equal.
Above all the nations that are upon the face of the earth.
So it's impossible for everybody to be equal, because according to the Bible, the Israelites are above all nations on the face of the earth. So when we go into who the Israelites are, they're just the chosen people of God, who God has promises to. That's the kingdom of heaven, the laws of God, the service of God, etc. These are certain promises that was given to the Israelites. So indeed, y'all will be Israelites. Y'all will be black. Do you believe you're black? Black man? You do? I said, do you believe you're a black man in America? What color is your skin though? Brown. So if your skin is brown, can you truly be black?
Somebody asked me that once, and I said, it was like, to me, it was like possibility of a 50-50. So I was like a little bit confused. Because my best friend, he was like, we're not black, we're brown.
Well, he's absolutely right. We're not black. Because again, black is the color of my jacket. But we actually have brown melanated skin. So these will be lies that the so-called white man has actually put on our people. Alright? So we're not black. You can cross that out. What about African American? Yeah? Do you know where the term African American derives from? Hey, y'all finally got a few minutes to hear the word? We out here for y'all. Now, I was just telling the brother that what's going on, brother? Now I was just telling this brother that he wouldn't be black or African American. Now, if I were ask you what's your nationality, what would you say? What's your ethnicity? What's your nationality? You're black, which is the typical answer we get. But what color is your skin? Brown. So if we're brown-skinned people, how can we be the color of my jacket? You understand that? But again, these are our people that's conditioned to be called black. We learned that from the so-called white man in slavery. 60 years ago, even 50 years ago, we wasn't calling ourselves black. We were saying Afro-American, colored, etc. And even when we deal with African American, that term was just popularized in the 1980s by Reverend Jesse Jackson. So the true question is, who are we prior? Well, truly, who are we prior to 1619? You know the answer to that, brother? Who are we called prior to 1619? You have no clue? We're going to show you out of the Bible, Romans 11:1.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 11, and verse number 1. I say then, have God cast away his people?
Right, because God is a chosen people. You know?
God forbid, for I also am an Israelite.
What the Lord said?
For I also am an Israelite.
What did Paul in the New Testament say?
For I also am an Israelite.
Yeah?
Of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
So Paul, he was an Israelite, but he was from the tribe of Benjamin. And y'all more than likely, you would be an Israelite, brother, but you would be from the tribe of Judah, which is the so-called American blacks. Now, knowing that we Israelites, and we're not black, African-American, nigger slaves, what do we have to do as the Israelites, the chosen people of God? Yeah, what do you think we have to do? Is it just we Israelites and that's it? You said what? Supposed to rule the nations? Okay. But before we get to ruling the nations, Well, it's something we have to do as a nation. Because again, it's a reason why we're in the situations that we're in. We have to come together. Did you know that was a commandment? Zephaniah 21. Even Leviticus 19 and 17. Now, what part? You live in Chicago? I'm assuming. What part? Over here? How we living over here? I said, how we living over here? Is we living good? How we living? Bad. You're living in more savage-like conditions. Murderous conditions. Where people get robbed. People get shot. People get killed. Women get beat up. Women get raped. But it's all a reason. The reason why we go through these things as the Israelites, because we have not kept the commandments of the Most High. Let's read this.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
What the Lord say?
Gather yourselves together.
Do it again.
Gather yourselves together.
The Lord commanded us to gather together. Honor His laws. Now we came together before. You have the Black Panther Party. You got the NF. What's that? The NFCC. The Not Effing Around Coalition. Right? We come together out of all these different things, but it's something we don't come together under. And that's the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. We're going to give you an example. Bring this up. 19 to 17.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
What the Lord say?
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
What did we do?
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Now, one commandment to the Israelites is, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Now, who are your brethren? Is everybody your brothers? What race of people is your brothers? Say what? I mean, a lot of races have brown skin. The Arabs have brown skin. Well, we here to tell you the people on this sign, these are your brothers.
Right.
So if they own this sign, they're your brothers. Yeah, look closely. Alright. You said what? You already said it again?
My Judah brothers.
Judah brothers? Yeah, we are Judah brothers up here. But you have different brothers. You might have your Benjamin brothers. You might have your Issachar brothers, which is the so-called Mexicans. You might have your Ephraim brothers, which is the so-called Puerto Ricans. So these are all your brothers up here. If they're not on that sign, they are not your own people. They are not your brother. Now read this again.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt anywise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
So one commandment, if we just kept, is thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Now, brother, if we would have kept that commandment, would there be black on black crime? I said, if we would have just kept this one commandment, would there be a black on black crime? If we just loved our neighbor as we loved ourselves, would there be black on black crime? Would there be gang violence? No. Will even the poverty rate be as low as it is? No. So that tells you what we need to do. We need to do what? And do what? According to what? Well, okay, what is love? According to the Bible.
Love is not proud, it's not boastful, it's not jealous. It resides in the truth, righteousness, and some other stuff I read about.
Right, let's go to 2 John chapter 1 and 6.
The book of 2 John chapter 1 and verse 6.
Yeah.
And this is love.
It says what?
And this is love.
It's going to give you the true definition of what love truly is. You know what?
That we walk after his commandments.
That we what?
That we walk after his commandments.
What is love?
That we walk after his commandments.
You know?
It's like, this is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye shall walk in it.
So love is just keeping the commandments. Without the commandments, it's impossible for somebody to love somebody. Alright? So what are some commandments that we have to keep as the Israelites? I said, what are some commandments that we have to be keeping as the Israelites? Come together, okay? Right, okay. Yeah, that's it. That's the Israelites. Look, the commandments was given to the Israelites. So it's not as if it's our commandments. These commandments belong to us by off the bat. These commandments, if we want to be technical, these commandments don't even belong to the other nations. Because God only gave these commandments to the children of Israel on Mount Sinai. Right.
Love thy neighbor as thyself. Love thy neighbor as thyself. You know, say love thy neighbor.
We gonna help you out. You can bring it out. Yeah, Leviticus 11. Deuteronomy 14 and 8. You already there.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swan, though he divided the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet you are not to cut. He is unclean to you.
You know what the swan is? Yeah. It's the pork. It's the pig, it's the pork. Now, dealing with pork, God said it's something we can't do with it. You know? Read on it.
Of their flesh shall you not eat.
What do I say?
Of their flesh shall you not eat. And their carcass shall you not touch. They are unclean to you.
So do you eat pork? Your family eats pork? Yep. Now, according to the Bible, what did God say about eating pork? You can't eat it. But what's promoted high on a high level in our community? What's promoted on a high level in our community? Pork. You can even go down to these gyros and they have pork chops down there. And hot dogs. Right? So you can't. Hey, y'all gotta hear these commandments too. Y'all eat pork? You do? You eat bacon? Do you? You eat bacon? Sausage? You say you eat bacon? What about you? You eat bacon? Sausage? Is it good? Read this again.
And the swan, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he chose not to cut. He is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat.
What the Lord say?
Of their flesh shall ye not eat.
So no, y'all can't be eating no more bacon. And your dad was gonna help you out on that. Alright, so more than likely dad's probably not gonna be cooking no more bacon. Now you have turkey bacon, you have beef bacon, lamb bacon, chicken bacon, chicken sausages. You have different type of meats you can eat. But one meat you cannot eat is the pork. Alright? That's something you think you're willing to do? You willing to do that, brother, for your household? Okay. Alright. Now
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
Now you eat seafood? Yeah, you eat fish? No. Okay, well, you can't eat, you eat shrimp, crab, and lobster?
Get over here.
No? Okay. Well, okay, that's good. Well, if you do eat seafood, it has to be fish with fins and scales. And what's his name? In the green?
Josiah.
Josiah? Josiah? That's your name? Josiah? Oh, you want to be careful because this car is coming. And if you're not careful, a car can hit you. See that? Alright, y'all wanna be cool, alright? Hey, man in the hat. Hey, you wanna be cool? Just be cool, be cool. We up here telling that y'all Israelites. And y'all have to keep the commandments of God. You don't want to be fighting your own brother. Alright. Damn spirit.
And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
They shall be an abomination to you. You can't deal with it. Alright? So no pork, no shrimp, crab, or lobster, etc. I'm saying you want to eat, if you do eat seafood, it has to have fins and scales.
Right.
Leviticus 19. Gotta get up out of here. Alright, then we're gonna give you a few more.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, and verse 26. Ye shall not eat anything but the blood. Neither shall ye use enchantments, nor observe times.
Right.
Ye shall not round the corners of your heads. Neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
Alright, so according to the Alright. You simply want to
OB keep calling.
what's not what happened?
OB was calling. I was telling him to call me.
Who?
OB.
It's calling me? You hung up?
No, I told him to call me.
Okay. Right. So chiefly you want to shave, you don't want to shave off your beard. Alright? Now, we don't want to know.
Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor put any marks upon you.
And that's done with tattoos. Alright? Now you might have tattoos, but chiefly you don't want to get no more tattoos. You want to repent for that. And you don't, right. Even if it is, you still, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to get it. It's a sin. And you want to teach them, you know what I'm saying, to do this as well. And you want to make sure they're in order. You know what I'm saying, because it is a commandment, you got to honor thy mother and thy father. Now, give me Sirach 27:3. And give me Numbers 15 and 38. We're going to give you a few more, then we're going to let you go.
Book of Numbers, chapter 15, and verse with them here. Speak unto the children of Israel.
What?
Speak unto the children of Israel.
and bid them that they make the fringes in the borders of their garments throughout the generations, and that they put upon the fringe on the borders a ribbon of blue.
Now, do you know what fringes are? Fringes. Now, fringes. F-R-I-N-G-E. Fringes are the things on the bottom of our shirts. See, everybody got the fringes on up here. These represent something. You know what it represents? Alright, read it again.
Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make the fringes throughout the generations, and that they put upon the fringe on the borders a ribbon of blue, and it shall be unto you for a fringe. Then you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord.
What?
And remember all the commandments of the Lord.
Read on.
And do them.
So these supposed to help you remember the commandments of God. So I'm pretty sure you order stuff online. You order things online. Okay. Well, in order to get fringes, you pretty much gotta order these online. You're not really gonna find these in the store. Why? Because they don't want you to know who you are. They don't want you to keep God's commandments. So go online, you wanna get yourself some fringes. And your sons as well. So y'all can be keeping whatever you do, your sons gotta be doing it as well. Cause you probably know that, but you know what I'm saying, they look up to you. So if they see you doing things that's harmful, like smoking, which is a sin, what do you think they're gonna do when they get older? Smoke. You want them to do that? No. So you will have, now what do you have to do? You have to lead by what? You gotta lead by example. And God sees that. If he sees you doing it, okay, this man, he got his house in order, and the Lord will start sending blessings to you. But you have to command your household to be in obedience under the law. So actually smoking according to the Bible, it is a commandment. See, I know nicotine is hard, it's addictive, but you can't do it. Alright? Go and read. Alright? Now read this.
This is the book of Sabbath, chapter 27 and verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord.
Right, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, what's going to happen?
His house shall soon be overthrown.
What the Lord said?
His house shall soon be overthrown.
Read it again.
His house shall soon be overthrown.
The Lord is going to overthrow that man's household. And that man, that could be literal, but it's more so talking about your household the Lord is going to cast that down. Whether that's the Lord have your woman sleep with another man, right? And then she bring forth children by another man, all because you wasn't keeping your household in order. These things can happen. Whether he have, even with an example, let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 3:13. Let's get an example of that. The Lord actually killed, he had a priest by the name of Eli. You know about him, right? You know about Eli the priest? Now what happened to Eli the priest? He cursed him. I'm going to show you.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 3 and verse number 13. Father told him that I will judge the house forever. I will judge the house forever. For the iniquity which he knoweth, because his sons made themselves bound, and he restrained them not.
See that? So Eli, he back. The Lord judged his whole house, and ultimately, when you read the fourth chapter, Eli fell back and broke his neck. Now, if he broke his neck, you think that was on him? I'm saying, because Eli broke his neck, do you believe that was his fault? Let's read it again.
God told him that I will judge his house forever for the iniquity which he knoweth, because his sons made themselves bound. Because his sons made themselves bound, and he restrained them not.
So the only reason why the Lord killed Eli, because of his sons. He had no discipline. He didn't hold his sons accountable. He didn't lay that line down, hey, We're not doing this. Right? It's the Sabbath day. Look, we're going to read. Everybody come to the table. His sons was going off. His sons was sleeping with women. Here you have it. Women, they trying to bring their burnt offering to God. They might have just went off. Or they might have just had children. These women, they trying to bring their burnt offering up to the Most High. Right? And you have Eli's son sleeping with him. Right? Right? Again, you have women, they bringing up their offering. They asking God for forgiveness, and you got mentioned, hey, what's your name? Well, what you want tonight? What you're going to get into? Well, that's off, brother. They trying to offer up a burnt offering. What are you trying to sleep with him for? But the Lord judged Eli because he didn't have his sons in order. So you got to use that as an example. Like, nah, man, I got to make sure my children, they keeping the commandments of God. If they not, it's going to fall back on you. And the Lord, he could get up with you. Alright, so what's some things that you learned up here today?
Can't keep the household in order, can't eat pork, learn about everyone, what my nationality is, and the commandments of God, and how we both come together as brothers, and not hate one another, promote each other up.
That's right. Yeah, fringes. You gonna get you a pair of fringes? Okay, all praises, all praises. You gonna get some sons? What if your sons don't want to wear them? Yeah, they don't have no choice. Alright, that's right. Alright, brother, so you an Israelite? You'll get a starter pack out of my bag. Just in case you forget the commandments, you know what I'm saying? And we got our YouTube channel as well on here. On that paper the brother finna give to you. You got a cell phone? Okay. Yeah, so you be on YouTube. Yeah, so whenever you get a chance, we'll be on YouTube so you can watch our videos. You got a Bible at home? Yeah, so you want to make sure you follow along as well. And we mainly be downtown. Brent Park is. Yeah, we be down there, but I'm saying sometimes we come out here. Yeah. You got any questions on that? You said what? Yeah, according to the Bible, women can't wear pants. But they have to be Israelite women. They can't be the women of the other nations.
What if you date you know what I'm saying, date somebody that's not an Israelite?
So you're saying, what if you date somebody that's not an Israelite? Well, we gotta go to the Bible. Let's go to Sirach chapter 6 and 13. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 74.
Sirach chapter 6 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
Separate thyself from thy enemies.
What the Lord say?
Separate thyself from thy enemies.
What we gotta do?
Separate thyself from thy enemies.
So the Lord commanded the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to separate from your enemies. Because what's happened is we have acknowledged the other races, not just the white person, the white man, but the Chinese man, etc., Japanese, Arabs. We acknowledge these people to be our friends when they have none, but their people have done nothing but rape, rob, and murder our people. And they still doing it to this day. So we have to by default hold them all guilty. Now you might say, well, you have such thing as a good white person. Well, we want to tell you there's no such thing as a good other nation. because you had our people, even on the slave ships. Out of those people that went on slavery on those ships, you don't think there was one person that was innocent? You believe that it was at least one person that didn't do anything wrong. But did they care? No. What did they do instead? Kill them. They would have to get down. If they didn't get down, they would have to lay down. Because our women got raped. Our women seen our husband get raped. The kids was being taken from our women. We was getting lynched on trees. Even how old are you? 34. If you was around your 50s or 60s, or was born upon maybe even your 70s and 80s, around one point in time, we couldn't mess with the women of the other nations. If we caught doing so, you know what will happen? You got killed. Just like Emmett Till. And he's from Chicago. He's from the city. So at one point in time, we didn't used to do that. But we've gotten cool to think that's what we could do. When God said from the beginning, that's not so. Now, come on, look at Nehemiah chapter 13 and 23. Bring this up. Going 74.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Start at verse 3.
Verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
I will commend the for the Israelites in its context. In specific races that we cannot deal with. That's a commandment. It's the same as not eating pork. It's the same as wearing fringes. These are commandments. So we commanded in this context to not deal with these 7 Canaanitish women. But as you read right through the scriptures, like 1 Kings the 11th chapter, Nehemiah the 13th chapter, even Judges the 14th, 15th, and 16th chapter, not to deal with women of the other nations, period. Because you know what's gonna happen when we mess with them? I mean, yeah, you're gonna get killed, but what else is gonna happen? God is going to judge you for it. Well, let's read what's going to happen.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
They will do what?
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
And what the other nations do?
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
What's going to happen is, ultimately, you might not see it right now, they're going to turn you away from serving the Most High. Why? Because they can't serve. That's not their God.
Right.
God is only the God of Israel. That's Luke chapter 1 and 68. They have their God. They have Ray Jesus. The Chinese man, he has Buddha. The Arabs, they have Allah. They have their own gods. But when it comes to your God, the God of Israel, Yahweh, they're going to stop you from serving him. So God said, no, you have to get a woman on this shrine, on this church. And we examine, we got the best women on the planet. I'm saying they're beautiful, they're intelligent. I'm saying their reproductive systems is on a high level. So we got, by default, we already got the best women. Why not?
Right.
But are you there with the women of our nations? And ultimately, they're going to stop you from serving the Most High. You know?
That they may serve other gods.
That they may what?
That they may serve other gods.
You know, you're going to find yourself serving like Jesus again. Right. Or if you're dealing with a Chinese woman, it's only a matter of time you start worshiping Buddha. Right. You said what? Yeah. Yeah. Or you're going to find yourself worshiping the spiritual demon Satan, which is doing sin. You're going to start finding yourself smoking again. Doing things you're not supposed to be doing. In pork, maybe. All because of your woman. And that's a part of getting your household in order. So, you say your woman was, you say your woman's, you still with your woman? So what race is your woman? Are you on that one? Okay, you still with her? No? Okay, that's good, brother. That's good. Now, even it was probably divisions among that. Y'all probably didn't get along. Certain things happened. That's why God said going forward. Now, obviously, we know you gotta raise your children together, but you can't be with her. You want to get to the women of their own people. Alright? Now bring yourself.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 13 and verse number 23. And those days also saw I Jews that have married wives of Ashdod, of Moab, and of Ammon, and their children spoke half of the speech of Ashdod, and could not speak in the Jews' language.
Right, so we had Nehemiah, he said he saw people of his own nation dealing with the women of the other nations. You know?
Which cannot speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people. And I contended with them.
And I what?
And I contended with them.
What did Nehemiah do?
And I contended with them.
Say. Y'all know her? That's your grandma? So what did you learn being up here today? What did you learn? Did you learn anything? You can't eat pork? Okay, what else? You said what? That's because it's too close to the mic. Gotta stand up. Right, Jesus is a so-called black man, that's right. And what else? No smoking? That's right, that's right. That's your mom? Okay. Now, and you gotta let your mom know she is right. So you gotta make your mom know she is right. Oh, she knows already? Oh, okay. Read this again.
The book of Nehemiah.
Right, so Nehemiah, he saw men of his own people. Now, Nehemiah was our forefather. He saw men of his own people dealing with the women of the other nations. Now, we know
Nehemiah 13 and 25. And I contended with them.
And I what?
And I contended with them.
What did Nehemiah do?
And I contended with them.
Meaning he got up there with him. He said, hey, what?
Hey, get out of here.
Yeah, that's how Nehemiah was. Yeah. Nehemiah, he was like, hey, what y'all doing? Y'all married, y'all dealing with the Chinese women? Oh, that's really what y'all want to do right now? You know what?
And I contended with them. And cursed them.
And what?
And cursed them.
He's throwing up curses on them. Right? You know?
And smote son of them.
And what?
And smote son of them.
You mean it? You have to put some pearls on him. Right? We don't know. Nehemiah, he was probably in shape. He probably could box. Hit him with a little Tyson. That's probably what he was doing. But he was smoking someone. Now we can't just come out here and, I'm saying, just choke a brother up. We can't do that. We have to deal with wisdom like that brother doing. Right? But we have to deal with wisdom and actual understanding. Hey, we don't want to get too, you know what I'm saying? Too water, yeah. And y'all gotta listen to y'all dad. What's your name again? You gotta listen to your dad, okay? Whatever your dad tells you gotta listen to him. That's your father. You too. But you gotta listen to your dad. Alright? You can't be doing your own thing. Or else he might put a boat out. Y'all got a whipping before? They did? Last night y'all got a whipping? See that? Y'all don't want no more whippings, do y'all? So y'all want a whooping? Hey, yeah. You want the belt? See that he would say he wanted. That's that damn Dr. Pepper. Hold on.
And plucked off their hair, and made them swear by God, saying, Ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons, nor take their daughters unto your sons. It's like, or yourselves. Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin by these things?
It says what?
Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin by these things?
You know about King Solomon? He was the what? He was the what? He was the wisest man on earth. The wisest. Even the wisest man of earth, he was dealing with women of other nations. Guess what that caused him to do? I say even King Solomon, the wisest man on earth, he was dealing with the women of the other nations. Guess what that caused him to do? Absolutely. Read on.
Verse number 27, it's like verse 26, finishing out. Yet many nations was there no king like him, who was beloved of his God, and God made him king over all Israel. Nevertheless, even him their outlandish women caused to sin.
See that? And he sinned against God. And there was no other king like King Solomon in his glory. That should show you that you could know it all. You could be the wisest man, but you have to apply it. You can know everything. But if you're not knowing stuff and applying stuff is two different things. So something you can learn from this is the wisest man on earth. He knows just about everything. He knew about the end of the world. He knew about the middle times. He even knew about the beginning. During Exodus. But just because you're the wisest man on earth, that doesn't mean you can't fall, man. Just like all other men, he fell short because he wasn't applying his wisdom. Now, you got any other questions? You said yeah? No, that's all. Alright, well, y'all get home and say, yeah. For those two men, you might have to give me Proverbs 21:15. You might have to put a butt out on there. Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good. You want to listen to your Bible. This is what God said. Yeah. This is what God said.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 21 and verse 16. The man that
15.
Verse 15. It is joy to the just to be judged.
Proverbs 22:15. Go.
Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child.
What did you say?
Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child.
Read it again.
Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child.
So God said foolishness is already bound in the heart of a child. Meaning children, they automatically going to be disobedient. They're going to automatically go astray.
But the rod of correction shall drive it far from him.
But the what?
But the rod of correction shall drive it far from him.
You know what the rod of correction is? That's that belt. So you might have to put that rod on it. It's going to drive that foolish far away. You said what?
Like they say, you spare the rod, you spoil the child.
Yeah, let's go to that. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 13-24. That's right. And that's love. But when you discipline them, not only do you want to, do what you got to do, but you want to sit down after that and tell them, this is what I did because you were doing this. Don't do that next time and this won't happen. You always want, a lot of our times, our fathers just beat up. We probably just got a whoop and we didn't know why. We knew why, but nobody ever explained to us. So you want to do in the future, you want to explain why did you, not that you have to, but you want to make them understand what you truly did was wrong. And you want to tell them the reason. You might tell them because you could probably get hit by a car. You know what I'm saying? You could probably go missing. You could run out somewhere and somebody could snatch you up. This is why I did this. Now read this.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 13 and verse what?
24.
Verse 24. He that spareth his rod hated his son.
What the Lord say?
He that spareth his rod hated his son.
Now, a lot of men, they like to spare their rod. Even women. I know this one, she says she gonna whip her kids and discipline them, but she never do it. She say, hey, boy, I'm gonna get, but she never do it. God say, who that hated for his son, read that again.
He that spareth his rod hated his son.
So if you spare that rod, you really hate your son. Because you're not showing them any type of love or correction. The way you love your son is by showing them correction. Now that correction always don't gotta be get the boat. That correction might be go sit in the corner. That correction might learn the hard way. Get locked up so you know. Get shot in your damn leg. Or get hit by a car so you know. Or even put your hand on the stove and know it's hot. Read on.
But he that loveth him, chastises him betimes.
He that loveth him, chastise him betimes. Let's go to Sirach 30:15. This is the last, I know they said it was the last one. This is really the last one. I want to give us some words of wisdom for your children. So them two, they might need that tonight. As soon as they go home, they might need that correction. Alright? You know, young Jake. Now read this. See that? Now read this.
Sirach chapter 30 and verse 15. Health and good estate of the body are above all gold.
What the Lord said?
Health and good estate of the body are above all gold.
So God and health and the state, you listening? God said health and the state of a body are above all gold. So when a health tip rise, you want to chiefly, you want to be healthy. As well as your kids. Now as I can see, it's a lot of, it's a lot of candy and pop and juice. They barely get that? Okay, that's okay. I didn't know. But you said what? Drink water? Okay, that's good. You really want to have them eating healthy because what can happen is there's a lot of sugar in that. And kids get sugar, they get hype. Spirits come on. They start working on their mind. When they cause them to do things that's not convenient. So chief, you want to, have them stay away from the candy, the sugar. Give it to them maybe once every week, once every 2 weeks. Good, okay. They live with you? Okay. All praises. Other than that, if you got any more questions? Okay. But yeah, definitely. You can chop it up. Like I said, just hit us if you got any questions. Hit us on YouTube. And or you can come out in person. We be downtown in front of the beam. Alright? So, you might want to,
Hey, YouTube. Kyson, Josiah, let's go. Grab bags. Josiah.
see that?
Grab a bag.
Alright, y'all better listen to him. Alright. Right. Jake. Let him spend one day at my crib. That wouldn't be happening. Alright. They'll be straightened out by the next day. Alright. Might have to get him that rod of the correction. Right? Say what? Yeah, they just got a whipping last night. Right? Give me Proverbs 20 and 11. He said they just got a whipping last night. They still didn't. Alright? What's going on, brother? You know your nationality? Alright, you're an Israelite. You gotta repent to God's commandments. Now read this. And give me Proverbs chapter 13. And give me Proverbs 23 and 13. Bring this up.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, and verse number 11. The rich man is wise in his own.
Proverbs 20 and 11. 20 and 11.
Proverbs chapter 20 and verse number 11.
Get out.
And it reads, even a child is known by his doings.
What did I say?
Even a child is known by his doings.
My children are innocent.
Even a child is known by his doings.
And the Lord said a child is known by his doings, man. Now you actually have, not saying that they bad, that's just stage 1 or 2. You have children in on stage 5 rebellion. Just rebellious. Just wicked. So God said even a child is known by his doing, you know?
Whether his work be pure and whether it be right.
See that, whether it be pure or wrong. Whether it be right or evil. Now, y'all know y'all, how y'all doing, family? Y'all know y'all nationality? You got 2 minutes to learn something?
So many.
Are y'all Israelites, so they repeat keep God's commandments?
Right.
So a child is known by his doing, man. But again, hey, put that rod of correction on him. And not only that, you know what I'm saying, you want to talk to him. A lot of men, they don't talk to their children. They just, come here, boy. I done told you, and then next thing you know, they doing whatever they got to do, man. But you want to talk to your children, man. Because then, what happens is, the child go up, he's 13 years old, all he know is chastisement, and his chest being caved in. Next thing you know, he starts seeking rebellion. Now he's trying to overthrow you. They see that, my God, I hate that. Right? Next thing you know, you get into an argument about some trash, and then he pulling out a knife and trying to hurt you. All because of that hatred was built up over time, man. You didn't genuinely sit down and talk with that child. Now read this.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 23. You said verse 1.
Proverbs 23 and 13.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 23 and verse 13. Withhold not correction from the child.
What did I say?
Withhold not correction from the child.
You know?
For if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die.
The Lord said, you beat him with, he's not going to die. It might hurt, but at the end of the day, he's not going to die, man.
Right.
He'll be all right. He might be bruised up, but so what? The Lord said, with no hold correction from the child. And just like a man trusts in his son, that's how the Lord deals with us, man. Give me Psalms chapter 118 and give me verse 18. And give me Psalms chapter 94 and give me verse 12. So even when you apply that between a man and his son, it's all similar between the Most High and the sons of God. Bring this up.
Book of Psalms chapter 119 and verse 118.
Yeah.
Psalms 118 and 18.
And 19.
Psalms 118 and 18.
Book of Psalms chapter 119 and verse number 18.
Get out.
The Lord have chastised me sore.
It says what?
The Lord have chastised me sore.
What did King David say?
The Lord chastised me sore.
Hey, David said, hey, the Lord, man, I'm catching hell. David said he could barely walk. He said the Lord has chastised me sore, but what?
But he have not given me over unto death.
But what?
But he have not given me over unto death.
Hey, but I'm still alive, man.
That's right.
Maybe got that saying in the world, whatever don't kill you makes you stronger. So David said, hey, I was too chastised, but the Lord have not given me over to death. Meaning you still gotta fight, man. Although you're getting chastised, you're catching hell, etc., you still gotta have that fighting. Hey, brother, you know your nationality?
Bro.
Brother in the headphones. Right, bring us up.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 94, and verse 12.
Bring it out.
Hebrews 12 and 6.
Blessed is the man whom thou chastenest.
Says what?
Blessed is the man whom thou chastenest.
Hey, David said, you blessed me when you're getting chastised. A lot of men say, man, the Most High must hate me. I hate this truth, man. You know, I'm getting chastised, you getting beat up spiritually. The Lord said, hey, you really blessed, brother. Because the Lord only do that to men that he loves. That's the point. A man will only really correct his son if he loves him. That's how the Most High, if you're not getting corrected, if you're not going through things, if you're not catching hell, you gotta ask, do the Most High really love him? Is the Lord really dealing with you? No, brother. Because you're not going through anything. The Lord is not chastising. He's not showing you correction where you're going off at. So no, God does not care about you. But if you are going through those things, you're actually blessed. You know?
It teaches him out of thy law.
And what?
It teaches him out of thy law.
Because when you're getting chastised and corrected, you're ultimately getting taught out of the law of God. So yeah, you might go off and smoke that damn blunt, but what you're learning is, dang, I smoked that blunt because I wasn't praying consistently. Let me pray consistently more to avoid that. You just learned something. You said, damn, man, I hit up that girl. I think I didn't go in that fast. I didn't fast at all. Let me start fasting. You start learning stuff. Dang, man, I was a little bit too powerful. Let me remember myself. Right? The Lord is teaching you certain things. Only way He could teach you, He has to chasten you sore, man. And you want the Lord to chastise you. Right? You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't be like, nah, I don't want this thing to happen. It might hurt, but you need it.
That's right.
Now bring out Hebrews 12 and 6. Hebrews chapter 12 and 6.
The book of Hebrews chapter 12 and verse number 6.
Yeah.
For whom the Lord loveth, He chastiseth.
It says what?
For whom the Lord loveth, He chastiseth.
So who God truly loves, that's who He truly is going to chastise. Right?
And scourges every son whom He receiveth. If ye endure chastising, God dealeth with you as with sons.
Right?
For what son is he whom the Father chastiseth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons.
See that? The Lord said you like a bastard. You're not getting chastised, you like a bastard. The Lord not dealing with you. But He chastised those who He loves, right?
Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? For they do for a few days chastise us after their own pleasure, but for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Now, no chastising for the present seemeth to be joyous.
Right, no chastisement seems to be joyous, man. Even on a physical level. No man is going to come home and get bad grades and say, yeah, I can't wait till my dad carries my chest down. Right? You get them getting up on that, man. You get them freaking up when your dad carries on your chest. Right? No man is going to say that feels good. No, man, that's going to hurt, man. Right? No man is going to say getting standing in front. Like when I was growing up, I'm saying, even though I grew up in the younger generation, my parents, hey, you have to stand in the corner with your hands up, man. Right? You put your hands down, you know what time it is. Right? I'm saying, so you have to stand in the corner with your hands up. Whether that was for an hour, I'm saying, damn, 2 hours, hour 30 minutes. Next time you will know, I'm saying, not to do it where it was that. Well, if it was found cursing, my mom, she'd say, well, go put some soap in your mouth and just hold it in there. My brothers probably know about that. Yes, Paul? Put that soap in your mouth? Say no? Yeah. Hey, sister. Hey, y'all know who y'all put it to the Bible? Yeah. But hey, yeah, you was found cursing or saying things you ought not to. Go put some soap in your mouth, man, and let it sit there. So you learn not to use foul language. Now, brothers probably don't know about that.
I heard of it.
You do know about that?
I heard of it.
Oh, you heard of it? Okay. Yeah, that's a little bit of, I'm saying, the older generation. But nevertheless, we're doing.
Verse 11. Now no chastising for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless,
grievous. And we gotta apply that on the spiritual level. You might be catching hell, going through affliction. The Lord might put demons on you, man. To see how you're gonna operate through that. It's not gonna feel good. You think having demons on you feels good? And you just going off, you losing your job, getting kicked out the house. You think that stuff feels good? No, man. But it's supposed to yield forth the increase. It's gonna tell you that, right?
Nevertheless, afterward, it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness.
What?
It yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness.
After that, if you endure it, it's gonna make you stronger. Again, no man. You think a man wants to find out that his woman is cheating on him and committing adultery by another man? No. But guess what? If you endure that, it's gonna yield forth the fruit of righteousness. So next time you know, okay, hey, don't do A, B, and C. If I do A, B, and C, that could lead to that. Hey, you know the national, hey, sister. Sister with the glasses.
Sister!
Good one.
Afterward, it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Wherefore lift up thy hands which hang down, and the feeble knees, and make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. Follow peace with all men, and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord.
You gotta stand up manfully, man. Even if the pain's hurt, you still gotta endure it, man. Whether that's physical pains, again, whether that's spiritual pains, you still have to endure it, man. Hey, Eleazar, he had physical pains, man. Give me that in 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and 31. Now, he had to deal with the physical. Right now, we're not dealing with that right now, man. It's not time for that yet. Until the Lord decrees that, that's when they're happen. Right now, we're in the spiritual part of it. In order to get through the physical, you have to get through the spiritual and mental first. Right? So the Lord is going to spiritually chastise. You have to spiritually endure certain things first. Then, we'll get to the physical part. Now read this.
It's the book of 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse number 31. And thus, this man died, leaving his death for an example of a noble courage and memorial of virtue, not only unto young men, but unto all his nation.
Read on. Verse number 30. Verse 32. Verse 30. Slack it.
Verse 30. But when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifest unto the Lord that hath the only knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure more pains in my body.
It says what?
I now endure more pains in my body.
What did Eleazar say?
I now endure more pains in my body.
Right now, I endure sore pains in my body. And you have to endure sore pains in the spiritual aspect.
Right.
Right? Eleazar didn't give up just because he was going to die, man. Hey, we don't know this man's face was probably bruised up. His damn right arm is broken there. One of his toes was probably broken. He was limping. He didn't smell good. He said, I endure now sore pains in my body. But
I now endure sore pains in my body by being beaten.
By what?
By being beaten.
By what?
By being beaten.
You might need a spiritual beatdown. So man needs a spiritual beatdown, man. Right? Because man has a high level of pride. What's going on, sister? You believe in the Bible?
Sister!
You believe in the Bible, sister? What about y'all, sister? Y'all believe in the Bible?
Sis.
Y'all got 10 minutes to learn something? Read that part. Y'all are Israelites. Y'all gotta repent, keep God's commandments. Now read this part.
I now endure sore pains in my body by being beaten, but in my soul am I well content.
And like I said, man needs a spiritual beatdown. Why? Because man has a high level of pride. You can't tell man anything. So the Lord got to beat man down in the spiritual level to have him be humble and recognize who the Lord really is. Hey, brother, you're an Israelite. You got to repent and keep God's commandments. Hey, sister. Sister with the cigarette in her ear. Sister with the bandana. You believe in the Bible? No. When you're an Israelite, God's chosen people on the earth, you gotta repent and keep God's commandments. I say you believe in the Bible? Yeah, you do. Do you know your nationality? Say you know your nationality? You're black?
African American.
Okay, what color is your skin? Brown. Now if you have...
No disrespect, I love what y'all doing. I know my religion, I'm from Bell on this bus, so I bless y'all.
we not a religion though, but...
Whatever y'all doing, I still respect it.
Alright, since you're an Israelite, you gotta repent and keep God's commandments.
That's right.
Alright? I don't know what that's about. We doing?
I might have been delivered from death. I now endure sore pains in my body by being beaten, but in my soul am I well content to suffer these things, because I fear him.
Because what?
Because I fear him.
Why do we have to endure?
Because I fear him.
Why do we not have to do that?
Because I fear him.
We gotta endure these things because we fear the Most High, man. We don't fear man. We don't fear what flesh can do unto us. The reason why we still enduring, also because the Lord having us endure, but it's because we fear the Most High, man. We know this is what has to be done in order for us to get the kingdom, man. We're gonna have to suffer. The Lord even, let's go to Acts chapter 14 and 22, the classic. The Lord said through much tribulation shall he enter into the kingdom of God.
Right.
Meaning this pathway is not gonna be sweet, man. It requires suffering. It requires sore pains being in your body. It requires some back hurting, man. It requires you might be going on a 2-day fast and down back hurting, you can barely stand up. But you still have to endure these sore pains because we're for the Most High. Read this.
The book of Acts chapter 14 and verse 22. Conforming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith.
To do what?
To continue in the faith.
What is our job?
To continue in the faith.
We have to exhort certain men and women to continue into the faith, right?
And that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God.
But through what?
But through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God.
No, take what?
But through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God.
So the only way you're going to enter into the kingdom, you have to go through much tribulation. Why isn't this verse being brought forth into your pastors? I never heard a Christian pastor say, I never heard him bring out Acts 14 to 22 ever in my life. Right? Usually you will see a video here and now, but you don't see that, man. When has a pastor ever say, hey, y'all, in order to get to the kingdom, you have to suffer, you have to go through much tribulation. They don't bring these things out, man. But Paul said, through the hand of the apostles, through much tribulation, thou shalt enter into the kingdom of God. And when you read this chapter, Acts the 14th chapter, 19, Paul just got stoned. Start at verse 19.
Acts chapter 14 and verse number 19.
Yeah.
And there came thither certain Jews from Antioch and Iconium, who persuaded the people, and having stoned Paul.
And having what?
And having stoned Paul.
What did they do?
And having stoned Paul.
Paul got an easy walk.
And having stoned Paul.
Paul just got done for being stoned, man. Why do you haven't been stoned before? Why do you, man, you don't, man. Why do you brothers, man? You got brothers say I'm touching here, I'm going through the furnace. Brother, no, you're not, brother. Until you've been stoned, like Paul, you're not going through anything, brother. We're just going to tell you how it is. You need to man up, and you need to endure. Paul just got done for being stoned. Right away.
Drew him out of the city, supposing that he had been dead.
Says what?
Supposing that he had been dead.
And they thought Paul was dead. They done dragging this man, he gotta be out of there. Right? You got down his head going against the pavement. They thought Paul was dead. Read on.
Howbeit, as the disciples stood round about him, he rose up and came into the city. And the next day, he departed with Barnabas to Deborah. And when they had preached the gospel in that city, and had taught many, they returned unto Lystra, and to Iconium, and Antioch, confirming the souls of the disciples.
Right, and right after that, He in the next city confirming the souls of the disciples, man.
Right.
He in the next city with Barnabas, preaching the words of Yahweh. And y'all believe in the Bible? Right? He in the next city being on fire. A lot of men, they'll close up after that. Man, I don't know what the Most High doing with me, man. And why me, man? Damn got a damn bump on his head, right? Got a black eye. A lot of men like, man, I can't walk out the house like this, man. I don't know, man. Barnabas, you might have to be on your own. No, the next day he was in the damn city confirming the souls of the disciples. Saying what?
Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God.
Get that part of it?
Through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God.
And the next day he said, hey, man, I don't know what nobody else told y'all. Only way y'all gonna get the kingdom, y'all gonna have to go through much tribulation, man. And if anything, I mean, Paul would know. He literally just got stoned. He would know. It's finna go. I got a portable in there. You'll get the portable for him. Right, so if anything, I mean, Paul would know, man. Paul would know, you know what I'm saying, that through much tribulation we have to enter into the kingdom of God. And that's the least what Paul went through. We can go into the accounts. Paul went through a lot of stuff. He got damn beat. He went inside, he was on trial. Let's go to Acts chapter 27 and verse 1. Nah, it's the one in the front pocket. It's a black one. There should be a board in there.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 27 and verse 1. And when it was determined that we should sail into Italy, they delivered Paul and certain other prisoners unto one named Julius, a centurion of Augustus' band, and entering into a ship of Adramyttium, we launched, meaning to sail by the coast of Asia. One Aristarchus.
Go to Acts 28 and 3. Acts chapter 28 and 3.
Let's look at Acts chapter 28 and verse 3. And when Paul had gathered a bundle of sticks and laid them on the fire, there came a viper out of the heat.
Says what?
There came a viper out of the heat.
Alright, so Paul is gathering sticks. And a damn viper come out, man. Right? It's a damn snake come out of nowhere, man. Now that could have been a rattlesnake. That could have been a cobra. Black mamba. We don't know. But a snake came out of the damn sticks. And what happened?
And fastened on his hand.
Yeah, what?
And fastened on his hand.
What?
And when the
Brother, welcome. You know your nationality? You know?
And when the barbarians saw the venomous beast hang on his hand, they said among themselves, no doubt, this man is a murderer, whom though he hath escaped the sea, yet visions, suffereth not to live.
See, right? They thought Paul was going to die, man. Man just got bit by a snake.
Literally.
But the Lord had him survive. The Lord preserved him. And you know your nationality, brother?
Brother!
You know your nationality? Brother in the hat. Brother, you know something? Right, he that is ignorant, let him be ignorant. How you doing, sister? Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know. Hey, you believe in the Bible? Are you a man or a woman? I said, are you a man or a woman? You said what? You can go, we can't hear you. That's a man. Right? We know it. You know that's a man. And that's better than anything. I knew something. I didn't want to say it, but I just said it. Right? That's a man, man. Right? The Lord not dealing with that, man. Right? You gotta do better, Israel. Hey, we got a question. Probably gonna come up here and scoff, man. Right? That's all.
Oh,
But the Most High is not dealing with Transformers, man.
at all.
And them Optimus Prime.
Literally.
Right? And men you trying to give me let's go to Matthew chapter 19 and verse 4. Let's go to Matthew chapter 19 and verse 4, man. Chapter 19 and verse number 4.
Yeah.
And he answered and said unto them, have you not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female? Made them what? Made them male and female. Don't change gender. Made them male and female. You can switch your gender so you get hurt. Made them male and female. So everybody from the beginning, when you're created, you're either a male or you're a female, man.
Right.
So even if you're trying to be somebody you're not, you still gotta acknowledge who you are.
Right.
That's not gonna change. And y'all brothers know y'all nationality? Brothers on the bikes. Y'all know y'all nationality? Are y'all Israelites? Right, so the Lord made man and female, man. It's no account of Adam and Steve. Right, you got a lot of brothers saying, no way, it wasn't Eve, it was Adam and Steve. Right? No, there's no account of that, man.
At all.
You had Adam and you had Eve, man.
Right.
You had Abraham and you had Sarah, man. You had Isaac and you had Rebecca, man.
Right.
You had Jacob and you had Leah, man. These are the things you had. But guess what? We're living in 2020. We're living in the wickedest place of all time, man. We're living in 2022 where you don't know who is who, man. But we were just talking about that here. You be with a woman, and they show you that on the Jerry Springer show. Man, they was getting drunk. I don't know how you get that drunk, but man, they was getting drunk. And they say they went to the club, they was sleeping around with this woman. Then the woman come out, well really the man come out, and they asked him, I'm saying, he said they was talking in the soft voice. Then Jerry Springer asked him, what's your name? Really, you thought that was a woman. So she come out and say Mordecai with a big voice. Right? That's all.
Oh.
Then you got the man wanting to fight the damn man. Talking about, hold on, you a man, bro? Well, brother, you should have known that.
Right.
But you was too busy being a damn junkie. Yeah. And you got caught out there.
On YouTube, he was recording and he had found out that the woman was actually a dude and he got off the car in the middle of a highway. And the dude ended up like chasing after the other dude because he thought it was a female. But really it was a male.
See that? Yeah, you got that now in America, man. Right? So we finna probably wrap up soon. Alright? So, again, this only in America, this only in Babylon the Great. We don't have changing, give me that in Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 21. We don't have changing of, it's something called in the Bible changing of kinds. What men they change who they truly are. Right?
That's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12 and verse 21. With how great circumspection didst thou judge thy own sons, unto whose fathers thou hast sworn, and made covenant of good promises. Therefore, whereas thou dost chasten us, thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more.
Right, we live.
So the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think.
Go to verse 11 and 21, I believe. That's it on there. You can drop that. Point is, you have something on the Bible called change of kinds, man. Where men change who they really are and try to be somebody they're not. But the Lord is coming back to kill all ungodly men, man. And men that get caught up into that wickedness. Men that get caught up, and it's just lust. Men that get caught up into them filthy acts. Hey, brother, you know your nationality, brother?
Brother.
What's happening, brother? You know your nationality? You say that is? That's not Jesus Christ. You know what color Jesus Christ is? Let's find out. Revelation 1:13. You say he's not black? Hey, we gotta find out.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse number 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot,
Right.
and going about the path with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
It says what?
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So it said the true depiction of the Messiah, he had white woolly hair.
Right.
Does that man who you say is Jesus, does he have white woolly hair? Huh? Does the white man have white woolly hair? Yeah. But I'm saying though, which one has white woolly hair? Yeah, this one do, right? So we know that's according to the Bible. You know?
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire,
Hold on.
and his feet like unto
Hold on, let us finish this, brother. You gotta cut off, you gotta jet out. We're gonna give you a flyer. We got a flyer for you, brother. We're the Israelites, brother. You better repent and keep God's commandments. Alright. So yeah, that's that, man. But we going on, what time is it? Hey, brother, the snapback.
Brother!
Brother in the pit of cat.
Bro.
Yo. What's going on, Adam? You know your nationality? What is it? Alright, but with that, we're giving all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh. Ba'ashim Mashiach U'Malak Yahushua. Call me Ashallah.
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 Call me Ashallah.